Alright, this is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to be looking at an example problem on page 121 of your Practice and Problem Solving book. It says an ordered pair xy describes the location of a point on the coordinate plane. The first number of the ordered pair is the x-coordinate. It tells how many units the point is from the origin on the x-axis. The second number is the y-coordinate. It tells how many units the point is on the origin on the y-axis. The ordered pair for E is 1, 4. The ordered pair for 0, 0 names the origin. So it labels several things here, and I'm guessing that your homework will have a lot of graphing and things like that. What we're trying to prepare you for is this. This is actually not just a one quadrant coordinate plane. It actually goes left and right, and on the other side are the negative numbers. And this number line is actually like a thermometer. It actually goes down forever as well. -1, -2, -3, and so on. And so what's probably happening here is they're preparing you to graph on a coordinate plane using both positive and negative numbers. We call those integers. Each of these points, E, F, G, and H, have coordinates or ordered pairs. Our ordered pairs are written in the form X and then Y. The X number tells you how far left and right to move from the origin. The Y number tells you how far up or down to move on the origin. If the number is negative, you move down. If the number is positive, you move up. If the number is negative, you move left, or if the number is positive, you move right. Okay, that's how it works. Positives to the right, negatives to the left, negatives down, positives up. I always think of my y-axis, which is the vertical axis, as a thermometer, and I think of my x-axis as a number line. The x-axis and y-axis are the same exact number line, but it's just the x-axis tilted sideways. If I rotated it, just turned it like a doorknob, it would be laying right on top of the y-axis, and they cross at 0, 0, called the origin. So let's identify each of these points here. G in this, the way it is right now, where it's at, is 2 to the right, in the positive direction, so positive 2. I don't need to put a plus in front of the 2. I already know it's positive 2. And then up 1, positive 1. So 2, 1 would be point G. I'm assuming they're going to ask you about these points, so if you're paying good attention, you probably have the answers on your paper already. E would be over 1 to the right on my x-axis first, so I put that in the x spot. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 4. And because we're going up and down, that goes in the y spot. And that's where my coordinates are located. So I'm guessing they're probably going to have you solve where E, F, and H are, so I'll let you do the other two. Left and right first, up and down second. Someday, in the near future, you will have to graph points like, we're going to call this point I. And point I is at -1, 3. So point I would be, starting at the origin, would be to the left 1, going left 1 in my x direction, and up 3 in my y direction towards positive 3. That's where point I would be. Point J, -3, 1, would be -3, 1, 2, 3 in the x direction, and 1 in the y direction. Again, positive 1 in the y direction. So that would be point J. You could have even two negatives, like point K. You could have -2, -3. In the x direction, I would be going back 2, 1, 2 in the negative direction, and then negative direction for y as well, 1, 2, 3. That's where point K would be. Point L, -4, -5, would be -4 in the x direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, and -5 in the y direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. That would be point L. We could even have a positive and a negative number. M to -3, 2 in the positive direction for x, and 3 in the negative direction for y. That would be point M. Point N could be let's just say 1, -3. Let's make it -4. So we go over 1 in the x direction, down 4 in the y direction. I know I need to go down 4 because it's -4. That would be point N. Okay, so that's what we're really preparing for. Okay, putting negatives and directions into our coordinate planes and graphing them. You may have some questions about that on your practice today, but just keep in mind what this is called the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. Okay, these are Roman numerals for 1, 2, 3, and 4. A lot of students think that you would start in the top left corner, but that's not how it works. The first quadrant, because those are both positive x and y values, the first quadrant is actually in the top right hand corner. Okay, positive x, positive y. Over here would be negative x because we're going backwards, and then positive y. Down here would be negative x and negative y values, going back and down, and then this one would be positive x and negative y values. Okay, so that's it for today. I know that was a lot, but necessary.